Hello guys, welcome back to a new setup. This is going to be my new makeup setup. So I've been thinking a lot recently, and I've been thinking about how I got started with Inthefrow, with my blog 9 years ago nearly, and the fact that I started out as a beauty blogger. And I feel that over the last few years I've kind of lost my roots in this industry in the more kind of beauty sphere, and I get so many comments and DMs of people saying, will you please show us how you do your brows, how do you do your everyday face, I wish you'd show more makeup again like you used to, because I used to do so many YouTube beauty looks. That's how a lot of you found me in the first place, and honestly I really miss it. And so I thought I'm going to kind of challenge myself to get back into beauty and showing you my makeup tricks and hacks and looks and everything that I love about beauty. It's also going to be a nice place for me to be able to review makeup again, because I feel like I stopped reviewing makeup and the newest products have come out. I'll be able to do full faces, I'll be able to show you new kind of makeup tricks that maybe I've learned. I mean, the reason why I love YouTube for makeup is the fact that I feel like I learned so much on YouTube. I learned how to do my makeup the way I do it now from watching amazing people on YouTube, and they weren't just makeup artists. I've learned from so many makeup artists on YouTube, but equally just the average person in their room without any education in makeup have taught me so much. And I think that's what's so wonderful about YouTube, is that the average person who has learned some incredible skills can show other people how they do their makeup. So with that said, I'm not a makeup artist. I am just someone who has learned a lot, not only on YouTube but in this business over the last 9 years, the amount of PR trips I've been on and PR meetings and events and everything that I've picked up and learned along the way. I hope that I can kind of bestow on some of you if you want to learn about it. Sorry this is such a long intro, but with it being the first video I just want to kind of tell you what my thought is. I've also been so inspired. I love Alana Davison and all of her vlogs and all of her videos, and she does a lot more makeup like I used to do, and I've been thinking so much about it, how much I enjoy her videos. I was like, do you know what, I need to get back into it. I also love Alexandra, I think it's Anel or Anele. I'm sure you guys follow her too. Her YouTube has blown up this year and she inspires me so much. I think she's such a girl boss and her looks are insane. So, and a number of other people that I watch, I mean Desi and Jamie and all these amazing girls who have just, again, taught me so much over the years. So I just wanted to get back into beauty. And so to kick off this first video back into makeup, I am starting with, as you can tell, I'm very pale today. I have taken off all of my tan. I am currently my natural, most English rose skin tone. All tan is gone. I've exfoliated a couple of times now, so I'm completely my natural skin colour. Mainly because I'm doing a tanning routine to show you guys, so I needed to be my palest. But I thought it would make a really good opportunity to show you how I do my makeup when I am super pale and when I don't want to have tan on. I just thought, why not use this opportunity, because it's not often I don't have a layer of tan on. So I thought we'd get into it. I just need to tie back this top part of my hair because I air wrapped it this morning and it's feeling very soft and a bit fluffy right now, and I can just sense I'm going to be touching it and touching it and touching it. It's going to drive me a little bit crazy, so I'm just going to quickly tie this up. But yeah guys, I want to get all of the feedback from you, like, are there videos you'd like to see? Do you like the setup? Just any like general feedback at this point would be amazing, so let me know. Let's just get into this, guys. Okay, I'm going to be kind of reviewing products and talking through products as well as I go. So glad now that we have this space and I can have this set up, and this is now like my makeup beauty room, so I'm thrilled to bits. Right, let's kick this off. Eye cream is going to be the LUMENE AJATON eye cream, the Ageless eye cream. I mean, I work with LUMENE a lot. In fact, any disclaimers for any of this kind of stuff, if you're ever like, has Victoria worked with this brand before? I always kind of put down below in the description bar anything that's gifted or anything that, you know, I'm an ambassador of, etc. But I did work on the launch of this product, but it's a really nourishing feel. It's got a richness to it without feeling too thick, and it just sort of glides on really easily and beautifully. It just feels like the skin laps it up while adding a lovely smoothness to all of that area. This is also LUMENE's kind of more top tier product as well. They have so many wonderful skincare makeup products. In fact, I think I've got another in here. But yeah, this is part of their Nordic Ageless range. It's a slightly higher tier range, slightly higher price point, but it comes with a range of other products in this collection that are just wonderful and like so quenching and beautiful. Honestly, I can't recommend it more. I'm gonna go in with a face oil because I'm just feeling a little bit dry. I've washed my face a few times today just because I've been doing like tanning routines and taking things off and putting things on. I went to the gym. I did a spin this morning. So I'm going to go for the MER Renewal Oil. I've used this now for years. It is obviously at the highest side of the beauty skincare spectrum, but it's a product I've bought myself again because I just love it. It makes me feel so wonderful whenever I apply this. It just, again, it nourishes the skin and it adds such a glow and this soft, smooth feeling to the skin. No silicone, anything like that. It is literally an oil, but I find it never breaks me out. It always makes my skin feel and look just fantastic at all times, and it's just that uber bougie product that makes me feel amazing when I apply it. And I think a lot of makeup and beauty is about that. It's about how you feel when you're applying it as well. Okay, then I'm going to move into a lovely little moisturizer, the Summer Fridays Cloud Dew Oil-Free Gel Cream. I mean, I love the packaging of the Summer Fridays products anyway, but this, again, it's exactly as it says. It's like this quite bouncy gel feel to it. So it's one of those very simple moisturizers, you know, it's not filled with loads of products that are going to be somewhat aggravating to the skin or cause too many issues for those with sensitive skin. I mean, I've got really sensitive skin. This just feels like a really wonderful, very, it's almost got like a water quality to this. Almost feels like I've just packed a load of water all over my face. It feels like my skin, I could wring it out right now. That's the kind of feel to it. So it's lightweight, very gel-like, but adds a fantastic hydrated base to go over top. Now, I don't want this to be really long, this routine, because one, I have a Zoom call in 40 minutes, but two, I want this to be like quite a natural day look and something that I would do kind of on the daily if I've got no makeup on. So that's why I thought I would just make it kind of really natural and to the point. Every day should start the same, and that should include SPF on your face. So this is the La Roche-Posay Anthelios 50 SPF. Honestly, if there's one tip I can give you in life, it is to wear sunscreen at all times. This is just a really no fuss, no nonsense SPF 50 that plays really well underneath makeup. I wear it most days. I have another SPF that you see me wear a lot from LUMENE MD that has a little bit of tint in it, and that's a 40. If I'm not wearing that, I'm wearing this. I mean, I wear retinol on my skin every single night, so of course I need sunscreen, but everyone needs sunscreen regardless of retinol usage. But as you can see, look how quickly I added that to my face. Like, it just sinks in really nicely. You don't have to really rub and rub and rub. It's just really lightweight. Because I'm doing this is a very lightweight makeup routine. I'm going to kind of start with concealer and then pack out as much as I need to if I need to. I don't want to go in with a full face just for the sake of it. I'm really at the moment trying to deconstruct why I do things in certain ways, because I feel like I've got into a bit of a rut and I'm doing things constantly the same. I'm trying to deconstruct that a bit. And one of those things is just reaching for a foundation or a product and slapping it on without even thinking if my skin needs it that day. So I'm going to start off with the SHISEIDO. This is the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. I have 201 Light. And I thought I'm going to apply this first because, and honestly, I do quite like applying concealer only sometimes. Depends on how much my skin needs on a given day. So now I've kind of applied that, I'm just going to start blending that through. I have here a Sephora brush, the Pro Small Stippling brush number 42. I think I picked this up a couple of years back in Chicago in a Sephora on Michigan Avenue, and it is a really great one because it's nice and small, but I love a stippling brush like this. You know, you can just really work product in without moving them around the face too much. As much as I have a mirror here, you guys know my eyesight isn't quite what it was, so I'm just going to use a little compact here as well so I can see what I'm doing. But I'm just literally just dispersing this concealer across the face into the areas that I always feel need the most attention. And again, maybe that's something I also need to deconstruct in the future in terms of what I feel is actually necessary to apply or what I'm just doing as habit, if you know what I mean. So now that I've kind of taken that through the sections that I want to apply the concealer, whatever's left on the brush, I then kind of start to work that in over the rest of the face, just so it blends through. This particular concealer is a great one. It's super light and it does sort of match my very palest skin tone. So it's not going to cause too much of a difference in tones. Like I'm not going to have like a big yellow section here, for example. And that's the thing with this. If you want to go in with like a very light concealer alone, you need to make sure that it really is going to match the rest of your skin. But yeah, that's given me a lightweight base overall. I don't have to apply much more, but I mean, the one thing, I'm going to apply just a tiny bit extra, just because I've not used this in so long and I used to love this. This is the GUERLAIN L'Essential 24-Hour Wear Foundation. I literally just want to add just a tad of this actually. And I'm going to use this really cool brush that I got from Dior. Sorry, I literally used it yesterday and I'm yet to just give this a little clean. It'll be absolutely fine with it being yesterday. But I want to show you this. This is super cute. I'm just going to go straight on with this. Again, this is lovely and light, shade 02N. I'm just going to add that. Slight break, guys. Obviously, first time shooting this. We're shooting 4K, so you get the best footage ever. And it's meant that I've slightly lost some footage, so I'm just going to go back. Only 2 steps. I only lost 5 minutes. Anyway, so I've applied all of this GUERLAIN foundation and it looks so great, so glowy, and it's just really gelled all of that concealer together with the rest of my face. But by using only that tiny bit of foundation, it just means that I've not got loads on my face, which I really, really love. But it's such a flawless base now and it looks fab. I then, which you didn't see, moved into powder using the By Terry CC powder, this time in Rose Elixir, which is like a light pearlescent pink. I've used the Apricot Glow powder now for a long time. It's one of my favourite powders. The only issue is that it's always out of stock. I'm not sure if they're discontinuing it or what, but it is such an amazing, amazing powder. But I'm giving this one a go at the moment and I really quite like it. It doesn't look pink on the skin, luckily. It just adds lots of brightness and lightness to wherever you apply it. So I'm just applying that over. That is such a flawless base, I think. Now we're up to where I actually was up to in the filming, and that is bronzer. I'm using this little Dior Pocket bronzer brush. This is the 17. I don't know why, I just really like the shape of this and it applies bronzer so well. So I've really taken to using this all the time. And I'm going back to an oldie but a goodie, the Benefit Hoola Lite, mainly because it's such a great cool tone. Also, this bronzer is really light. That's why it kind of says it in the name, doesn't it? Hoola Lite. It's just great for us very pale skin girls, I think. And I'm not going to contour, I'm just going to go straight in with a very light bronze over the areas that I normally would contour, to be honest, because that's where I kind of like my bronzer to go. So I kind of work the brush along that edge that's just underneath my actual cheekbone, and then a bit more haphazardly just kind of wing it on there. So it's got that, you know, that shape to it that actually lifts the cheeks, but then I do like the rest of the bronzer just to feel like it's a bit more natural and not so precisely like chiseled into the face. I feel like you can't really add too much of this either because it is literally such a light shade that you're not going to go too crazy. So I think, again, for anyone that is super pale like me, you're never going to go too unnatural with this, which is what I quite like about it. I always add my bronzer here, never here on the tip because it does not look right on me, but I love it just here over the bridge, just for a touch of colour, and sometimes I'll kind of pull it down either side as well, but usually works pretty well just to add a little bit extra colour there. Right, I'm gonna have to add some lip liner because all I can see is my lips like disappearing into my face, because I always like to conceal a bit over my lips. I don't like my super pink red lips, so I always do that. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier in Hazelnut Tea, is it? Hazelnut Tea Longwear Lip. I just really like this consistency. It draws on nicely, it's really pigmented. And I'm going to overline. Just so you know this, I overline my lips big time. Just because I like it that way. I mean, I've been overlining my lips now probably for about 5 years, but I feel like I've kind of perfected the overlining now. That line there is right above my actual lip, as is that one. And then I like to bring them down in the middle, and sometimes almost meet them across the cupid's bow and make the cupid's bow a bit shallower, because that in itself will make the lips look bigger and more plumped. Then I'll just take a little bit of the liner to these inner sections of the lip and here, just to add a gradient. And then I use my finger and dab it all in. If you want your lip liner to look a little bit more natural, then honestly don't miss this step. I never used to do this, and then I'd wonder why everyone else's lip lines always look so fabulous, and mine never did. And it's because you just need to kind of pat it in and blend it into your lip a little more. Like, how much bigger do my lips look now? Just by that overlining. And then they always look bigger because I go into the middle of them with a lighter colour. I'm going to go in today with a brand new, this is brand new, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna wipe it, I've got so much product on my hands. These are the brand new lip powers from Armani. I have mine in shade 103, but what's so nice about these, it's like a pear drop, teardrop, pear drop shape, but it's a fantastic shape to get into the contours and shape of the lips. Like that look is literally right into the cupid's bow. And then down, and then down, and across. These are like a satin sheen, super comfortable. They're kind of that lipstick that if you've not got a mirror and you're like rushing out the cab and you're like, oh, quickly put on a lipstick, like, you don't have to worry about it being all over your face because it's just that really easy, simple application. Super comfortable, there's like 20 shades of these. I've just worked on a campaign with Armani for this. I think it's brilliant. But it's a real, look how nice and kind of natural that shade is. It's really nice. Sorry, all I can see is these little sprouts and these little bits of hair, and it's really annoying me. See what I mean? My lips now look really lovely and juicy, and also adding something with a bit of gloss or a bit of a sheen always helps with just adding more of a fuller finish to the lips. So, okay, I feel better with that now. Like I said, I don't want this to take ages, so I'm just gonna kind of keep going with a few little extra bits. I am going to use, for blush, I'm gonna use the LUMENE Invisible Illumination Palette, which I love, and again, it's fantastic for pale skin tones, to be honest. I mean, it would work well for everybody because I think the shades aren't too ashy, but especially if you're really pale, I think it's a good one. And I like to go in with these two kind of blush tones, but mainly the deepest blush tone. I'm just really lightly just adding that over. Just up here, like when you look at me, like here is where you see my top of my cheek. That's where I like to add my blush these days because again, it lifts the face up. In fact, sometimes I find myself doing this with the brush, almost like encouraging my cheekbone to like, oh, 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 oh. So pretty, I love this shade. I love it. And they are just super illuminated. Then I'm just gonna wing into the middle blush, a bit lighter. Do that a little closer to my cheeks here, because it's got a little bit of pearlescent illumination in this. So it just blends the two. Taking a highlight brush into the actual highlighty shade. Look how nice, right? It's so lovely. I mean, I could do this now with my finger. It does look great with the finger, but I think equally with a brush, it just adds a little summer sun. Can you see? I'm really hoping you can see. Also guys, any feedback, any lovely feedback, criticism fine, but please be polite about it. About the way I've filmed this, about the sound. We've actually changed the sound halfway through because Alex was like, I think we need to change the way that you set up the camera. But again, I promise after 1 or 2 videos, we will have our setup down, and hopefully then we don't have to do too much, but let me know any thoughts really, overall. I really love this highlight. It's not got that like, some highlights, if I'm really pale, you can almost see a shadow. They like form like a strange ashy grey shadow, whereas this blends so pretty, so pretty. Okay, that is my skin done. I just realised we actually haven't done anything to the eyes yet. So this is going to be a super quick one. I'm going to go back into the Hoola Lite. I like to kind of reuse products when I'm doing a full face. I like to kind of make sure I've got products that go across a few different categories. So with this, I'm going to just use a fluffy brush and the Hoola Lite. And just, you know, as I always do, just above where the crease of my eye is, I just like to wing some nice simple bronzer and then I always just kind of flick it out in this motion. So over there, the majority of the product is here, and then I just kind of wing it out just to give a more elongated lift. I don't like, so I wouldn't ever carry this round because I don't like round eyes on me. I think the more lifted they feel at the ends, the better. This is just going to bring a little bit more definition to my eyes, and it's just really quick. Like most days I'll do this. Even if I'm not wearing mascara, I'll sometimes even just put in a tiny bit of bronzer, because I mean it takes, you know, 20 seconds. And it just adds some definition back into my eyes, because my eyes can get lost a little bit. Because I am so blonde, I don't have beautiful black lashes that help to define my eyes. So if I've got no makeup on, my eyes kind of sink into my face a little bit. This video is almost like the basics of the Victoria daily makeup routine, I'll be honest. This is my favourite kind of look, but again, for these videos I want to mix it up and do a few different things now and again. And show you different looks that I do as well. So, right, so that's super duper easy. Then I'm going to pin back to the LUMENE palette and just going into the highlight shade with my ring finger. Just applying that to the very centre of the lid. It's just a very quick halo eye vibe. It's a little touch of colour, nice and bright, and just super easy, super quick. And equally, I mean, you could also apply the same thing just to the very inner corner as well. A little touch. Brightness, I always like to add a bit of brightness just in here. Cool, and the only other thing I want to do to the eyes before I put on some mascara is line them slightly. And again, I do this because, like I say, my eyes do kind of sink into my face when I'm quite pale and I don't have any colour on my lashes. And I've been loving the Code 8 MOCHA eye pencil for this. I have just realised though I need to give this a sharpen. So with this, it's got like a smudge at one end and then the pencil, but I like this and I use it a lot because it's not too soft and it doesn't smudge too much. Like I'll show you. So I just go over, so I don't go anywhere near the centre of my eye. I keep everything just to the very edge. And I'll draw very close to the lash line and then up a little bit, just to create a very light wing. Some kind of tight line a little bit there too. I mean, I could use a smudger, but to be honest, I prefer using like a little brush like this, something that's really flat. This is the MERCIER smudge brush. Again, literally the same way that I've just drawn that on, I'll just go over the top with the brush just to start smudging that out. But as I was saying, this pencil, because it's not too soft, you don't start smudging it, it doesn't end up all the way over here. A little bit, so it's not going all over the place. Work that in, rubbing it into the lash line. Again, the point of this isn't, I don't want like a perfect line. I mean, it's looking pretty perfect right now, but I'm just going to go back into that brush that I used earlier, just to start softening that a little bit and just make it look like it's there, but it's not really meant to be a feature of the eye. It's not meant to really be that feature. It does create a really lovely cat eye effect. Good old sponge just to help get that lovely and tight and long and perfected. You can make this liner look a lot more defined and a lot more perfect, but it's not really what I'm going for here. Yeah, love it. Just looks really natural, but I still feel like it's brought out my eyes a little bit. And then just for mascara, I'm gonna quickly give them a tiny boost. I'm so almost done here, and yet I've got 3 minutes until my Zoom call. Oh, I'm gonna have no brows for my Zoom, but never mind. Maybelline Sky High Mascara has been a favourite recently. I bought it like everyone else because I saw it on TikTok. I'm quite the fan. This really small brush really does help lift, and they're very defined. I need a new one actually. This is definitely drying out, so I'm not actually showing you at its best potential here. But it's been a while since I tried, apart from maybe a L'Oreal, but it's been a while since I tried a drugstore mascara and loved it this much. It really does enhance the lashes like big time. Let's just say I'll be buying another one. I mean, to be fair, they're still, as dry as this is, they're still looking pretty great. A lot of people put this mascara on like twice, like 2 or 3 coats, and it does build really nicely, to be fair. Yeah, they look Look pretty great. Last but not least, let's get some brows on, and I'm going to use today Laura Mercier in Blonde. Because I'm nice and pale, I'm going to keep my brows so they're kind of natural blondness. So I'm only going to add a touch of definition just here at the very, very fronts. Just there. I like to almost draw underneath this front section to define, and then just a very light feathering. Cool, so now they're just a little bit more defined in this section. I like them to look more fluffy towards the end anyway. I'm gonna go into the REFY Brow Gel and just add a really nice easy coat of this just to make the brows nicely lifted upwards really. Cool, easy peasy. Finishing off with some Dior Forever Perfect Fix. Love the smell of that, but it adds some serious product to the face. So you really gotta fan this bad boy off. Yeah, right, let's see what the damage is. Ouch. Ow. All right, jeez, tangled much. Let's see what the damage is here with this hair. I kind of want to go back to like a side parting today. It's looking a little bit frizzy as far as I'm concerned today. Okay guys, my natural pale skin look when I just want to get my makeup on, like really no fuss, straight out the door, a little bit of defining to the eyes so I feel like they're not just like sunken in, a little bit of a lip, super easy. I mean that Armani lipstick is just so comfortable anyway that it's not too over the top. I really like that shade. Yeah, and the rest of the skin is just really quite lightweight. A little bit of a highlight moment just so you feel super glowy and a bit more glam, but it's otherwise not too much, you know? So I think it's just a really simple, easy look. Hopefully I've whizzed through a few products there that maybe you wanted to know about, or maybe you love yourself, and just let me know what you thought. And seeing as this is the first kind of makeup video, hopefully it'll be a Tuesday thing, by the way, Tuesday makeup videos. Any feedback you've got in terms of colour, in terms of light, sound, let me know what you thought overall, and then we can just make little tweaks and hopefully make these just really lovely and polished for you. But I'd love to know what you'd like me to review, what brands, what products, what looks you'd like to see, because this is going to be a nice little passion project I think for me as well, like getting back into beauty. Because I can spend hours in front of the mirror doing my makeup and enjoying it, and it's very therapeutic to me, so I'm really excited about it. Let me know what you thought of this video overall. If you're brand new to my channel, this is the first time you're seeing me, then please do hit subscribe. It'd be great to have you again. If you've got this far, like the video and leave me the little lipstick emoji down below, or just write the word lipstick or something down below, just so I know you've all got this far and that you liked it. If you like it, I know then to do more. I love you guys loads. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!